fermented. They're all from different origins. I've got 3 different continents represented on the table today. I do have some note-taking things here if you would like to take notes while you're cupping. This is kind of the menu of today's offerings. I would really encourage you to take notes.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I go by HT or Jesus, depending how well or how close you can get to me. And I decided to do a quick little introduction to some clips that I think are important to show, because it was technically my first cupping. And right now, if you can see, we're having an espresso tonic, actually by the people that hosted the cupping that I went to, and I think it was just important to do it, you know what I mean? So I went to my first cupping, hosted by Corvus. That's literally where I'm at right now, is at Corvus. So a cupping is what you do. Basically, you boil hot water, you grind the coffee, you put in a cup, and you just put the hot water over the grinded coffee. And usually that's how you taste a bean when you start roasting it for the first time, and you try to guess it, what's the best way to roast it, what's the best way to produce those flavors. Shout out to Corvus. Like I always mention in these videos, they're probably literally my favorite out of them all, you know, because they do stuff like that. So it was interesting, and you're probably gonna see the clips right now of the thing. I don't know how long the clips are, but you should get a good idea. So I forgot, it was like 6 coffees about that we got to try. The last one was a geisha. There was a fermented one that smelled crazy but tasted spectacular, and I'm gonna end up buying that bean. But that was my first cupping. It was really cool. Learned a whole lot, and the Corvus baristas are always great, top tier. If you're ever in the city, come see Corvus. And that's literally what I'm having, an espresso tonic right now. But yeah, first cupping was pretty cool. Learned a lot. It's a main part of the roasting process. Another part I learned is that aroma is a big deal, and you have to almost have this unbiased taste to ignore what the flavors of the roast gives you and try to see the actual bean, what the bean is. And that was really interesting. And then I got to get better at my suck at that. Okay, but yeah, so I just thought I'd do a quick intro. I'll show you guys some clips. We'll see how long this is. But yeah, got a nice little shot here at Corvus, little espresso tonic. We chilling. But yeah, I go by HT or Jesus, depending how well you know me. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
There's going to be a crust on the surface here. I'm going to take my spoon. I'm going to dip it in a rinse cup first. So anytime we're putting a spoon into a bowl today, we're going to do it in a rinse cup first. So that we're not moving coffee from one bowl to another. It also keeps our spoon warm so it's not going to contact too fast. But we'll lean over. You can take the back of your spoon. What do you like? Yeah, I tend to not have really strong geographical preferences. I just have processing preferences. So one of my favorite ways that coffee is being processed currently is heavily fermented, but then dried as a washed processed coffee. So fermented and really developed a lot of sugar and intense flavor, but then having all of the cherry washed off and dried as a wash process, and it's very